I came really close to quitting art. I did. I genuinely did. And not because I wanted to, but because I felt like I didn't belong anymore. I didn't feel like it was the right space for me. And I felt like maybe I had been wrong the whole time that I thought that that was the path for me. But these 3 habits really helped me bring me back to art and bring me back to myself and really bring me back into the kind of creativity that makes me feel like I'm at home and makes me feel like me. And maybe they could help you too. You don't need to hustle harder to find more joy in your creativity. You might just need to have a reset. These helped me to build a creative life that was more sustainable, more peaceful, and more true to me. And these might help you do that too. Hi, my name is Rebecca Victoria. I'm a professional fine artist and welcome to my studio today. This is a 4-part series called the Artist Mindset series about motivation, mindset, and momentum. So today is part 4 of the series and you can check out the playlist for the other videos in this series. I used to think the problem was me, that I wasn't disciplined enough, that I wasn't productive enough, that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't real artist enough. But I think I was just missing the right rhythms. And these 3 simple habits really helped me completely change how I showed up creatively. My artist life really didn't change in one big leap. It was small, intentional steps that really helped to improve things. And it was a really slow shift and quiet, intentional habits that made me feel safe to create. And today I am sharing these 3 habits with you. As I said, there was a time that I almost gave up on art. Not because I didn't love it, but because it was feeling too heavy and it wasn't making me happy. I was really disappointed in how I was doing and I didn't feel like my work was good enough because people weren't buying it, and I didn't feel like it was worthy enough, and I didn't feel like it was getting enough likes on Instagram or people following me, or I didn't feel like I could get it to a finished state where I was happy with it. And then there were art pieces that I didn't finish enough. It just was a constant battle between never feeling enough, never feeling that my art was good enough. And between this perfectionism and this self-doubt, I was also battling with chronic pain, my fibromyalgia, and being a parent, a new mom, and burnout was very much on the horizon. If it wasn't knocking on my door, I don't even know. I don't really know what burnout looks per se. I feel like everyone says the word burnout, but what is actually burnout? I think it's different for everyone, but for me, looking back, I definitely was burnt out. My fibro was at a really bad spot and I was walking with a cane and I had my son at home with me and I was trying to be creative, but I couldn't get there. And then before that, my art just wasn't in a place where I felt like it was good enough or worthy. And I felt like it was redundant, I guess, or only for me. And I didn't even know where I belonged creatively whatsoever anymore. So I did a few small, simple things that really changed my habits, and they really changed everything for me. Ultimately, they changed how I show up in this space and how I show up for my creativity. And I want to share these with you today to help you reconnect with them and be the person you were meant to be. One of the first things I started doing was listening to affirmations and affirmation meditations. I am very much defaulted to a lack mindset, and negativity is usually my first point of call when things are starting to hit the fan. And I really needed to change this because it was not serving me anymore. So I started listening to affirmation meditations. Some popped on the screen after I was doing yoga one time, and I really found that incredibly helpful. I've been listening to them for 6 years now, I think, and they've made a huge difference in my artistic life, but also just in my personal life. And I think that now I can really look at things in a much more glass half full kind of way that has really benefited my creativity in a lot of ways. Another thing that I started doing was creating without the pressure, without having to have a resolved piece of artwork, and just having a play. I started painting things that were completely different than I'd ever painted before, and I think that was a really big help for me too, actually, because I think I let go of what I was expecting it to look like in the end, and there were no goals and no expectations, and I think that really helped shift where my art has gone to, and it's just been continuing to shift ever since. Like, it's still evolving so much over time, and that's been really beneficial. I've been trialing different materials and just playing and doing different things, and I've been learning so much. But you can always learn, you can always try new things, and you can always do different things. You can just make art for the sake of making art, and maybe something will come out of it, but just really redefine your joy and your passion, and really redefine why you're doing things. It's not for other people, it's ultimately for you. The other people will come later. These play moments became sacred and really important in my practice, and they just never left. They reminded me that creativity isn't about output, it's about the journey, it's about the expression, and it's ultimately about how you feel through the process. When I stopped needing everything to be good, everything changed. Everything became fun again and joyful again, and I was creating for a different reason. So the second habit was mind shift work. I spoke about affirmations, and I also started journaling a lot more and doing a lot more gratitude journaling. And I was able to pair affirmations with the gratitude work and really reset my whole creative practice. And remember that my worth is not defined by my productivity, and I had to remember that art was my safe place and it needed to stay that way, and that it is safe to create purely just for joy and to trust my own unique creative journey. I gave myself time to reflect on what was important to me and on all the good things in my life, and doing the gratitude has really given me time to reflect on all the things that are important to me and what are truly, truly good in my life, and to take notice of all of the amazing things that I have and not be dwelling on the things that I don't, and not be looking at the negativity. So that really, really was beneficial and is something that I still do daily because it makes such a difference in my life. I gave myself time to reflect why I was making this art and what it meant to me and why I needed creativity in my life. That gave me the permission to create in a different way. Doing this inner work really helped me to quiet that negative, I'm not enough voice, and it allowed me to come back to my true unique voice, not the one that social media wanted me to have, not the one that other people needed me to have, just me, the exact way that I am. I just needed to show up as myself, and I think I've shown up as myself in the most me way that I ever have before. Another thing that I found really beneficial is finding a community. After moving here, I felt isolated for years. I've lived here for nearly 9 years, and I don't feel like I have had a true group of friends. I have a lot of friends that are scattered in different groups, but I've really been intentionally working on finding my group of friends, finding my people, my ride or dies, my people that are going to be there for me through thick and thin. And I've been bringing them together because I realize that they need that too. Everybody needs community. Everybody needs that safe space to just be yourself, be unfiltered, and be comfortable. And so I've been really intentionally creating that, and then also creating a community and a village around me and my family that can help me, finding more people that can help me with childcare when I need, so that I can take a break, or that can be the people that I call when my dog gets loose, that can help me look for my dog. I just need people that I can call and that can be there for me and can meet me where I'm at and help me to be exactly who I am. And then I've also been working towards creating a community of creative people like you on the YouTube here. You guys are my creative community and on my Instagram, and I can show up in a way that is very unfiltered here. I've never had to please anyone. I've never had to be a certain way. So I just show up as me, and I try not to consume too much and just be present and in the moment. And they help to remind me that I'm not alone, that I'm not just a single person in my studio creating work. There is such a bigger picture, and there's so much more creativity and goodness out in this world, but you just have to look for it and find it and be intentional about it. It's made me feel so much more supported and more grounded, and this connection point has been a game changer for my life, and it's made me feel a lot happier here in Canada. So these habits, these creative mindset changes have really made huge fundamental shifts in my creative practice and in my life. They've really helped me to fall back in love with art again and fall back in love with myself for who I truly am. They're not overnight fixes. They are the long game kind of changes, the slow burn. You have to work on it daily and just keep showing up and trying. They've brought me back to life, it feels like. They've brought me back to me, and it's just one moment at a time, and it's a really beautiful process to go through. If you're having a hard season, just know that there's nothing wrong with that, but there are things that you could do that might help, and maybe you just need a gentle reset, even with one of these ideas. I'd love to hear in the comment if any of these resonate with you, or if you have any other ideas that might be helpful. I would love to hear them. I am sending you so much love, and I'm hoping that maybe you can find some creativity in your day to let out some of your creative energy and just have fun and be you and show up authentically. Okay, I'm sending you so much love. Bye.